We know in the Shulchan Aruch Simrei Samaches it says one's supposed to say Vayechulu, one's supposed to say Vayechulu together with the Tzibbur after Shemona Esrei Friday night. There is an advantage of saying it with 10 or more people because the entire community is testifying that HaKadosh Baruch created heaven and earth. Not 10 people, at least 2 people, and in order that it be a form of testimony, although some people argue, but the custom is to try and look for another person to say it together, that other person, and one's supposed to say it standing up for that reason, because it's a form of testimony, and we testify standing up. Okay, so what happens? Somebody's in the middle of Shemona Esrei still, Elokai Netzor. And the community starts saying Vayechulu. So Rav Shlomo Zalman brings down that there are people who forbid this. And he says, even on Yontif, when one does not say Vayechulu and Shemona Esrei, people say, still, you shouldn't have a Elokai Netzor to say it. You'll say it later in Kiddush. They might make it this exception on Yom Kippur, because Yom Kippur, you're not going to say later in Kiddush. But even still, they might say, so what? You'll say B'Yechidus, you'll say it's individual later on. Perhaps you won't get 10. Perhaps you only anyone's going to get a second person to say with you. You'll still say as an individual by yourself. But Shlomo Zalman says, Eini yodeh makor le'Eiser gam b'Shabbos. I don't know a prohibition to say Vayechulu during Elokai Netzor, even on Shabbos. Since saying Vayechulu is part and parcel of the tefillah, even if you didn't yet take 3 steps backwards, why should you prevent yourself from saying Vayechulu again together with the Tzibbur? Since everyone is now repeating what they said in tefillah, so therefore you're also repeating what you said in tefillah, and you have me still in the middle of tefillah. But it's not a hefsek. There's a good reason to say it in Elokai Netzor, and it is part and parcel of davening. So therefore he says you can interrupt even if you haven't taken 3 steps back and say Vayechulu. The only time he says not to say into the middle of Vayechulu is if in the middle of Kriya Shema, then you certainly shouldn't interrupt and say Vayechulu. So therefore, even though it says in the Shulchan Aruch Simon Kufcha Beis Sif Aleph that you shouldn't say in Elokai Netzor things which you're not going to say in the middle of Birkos Kriya Shema, that's different. Because there's things which are not part and parcel of davening. There's things which is part and parcel of davening. So therefore, L'Halacha, Rav Shlomo Zalman suggests that one can interrupt Elokai Netzor in order to say Vayechulu together with the Tzibbur and make sure that way to get the advantage of saying it B'rov Am together with the congregation.